A quiet tension fills the arena as skaters move across the ice, carefully checking every step, every turn, and every movement as if they are already performing in front of a packed audience. The atmosphere feels different now because the rehearsals for The Destiny have officially entered a serious stage, and with that, anticipation among figure skating fans is rising rapidly. But amid all the excitement, two familiar names have captured even more attention: Riku Miura and Ryuichi Kihara, better known to fans around the world as Riku. What they shared about the rehearsal process was more than a simple update about an upcoming ice show. Their words revealed gratitude, admiration, and a genuine sense of excitement toward the skaters and creators working alongside them. Most importantly, their message showed that this stage is not simply another performance for them. It is an opportunity to create something meaningful together with people who share the same passion for skating. The latest update from Riku focused on the beginning of rehearsals for The Destiny, and Kihara made it clear that he was deeply impressed by what he was seeing around him. He highlighted the incredible unity of the performers and the remarkable level of polish already visible during the early stages of preparation. He even mentioned the costumes, expressing excitement about how beautifully they were coming together. There was something especially touching about the way he spoke about the production because he did not sound like someone simply waiting for his turn to perform. Instead, he sounded like a genuine fan watching the people around him and becoming emotionally invested in their performances. That reaction says a great deal about the atmosphere developing behind the scenes. In pair skating, beauty does not come from technical ability alone. Two athletes can possess extraordinary skills individually, but when they step onto the ice together, something much deeper has to happen. Their breathing must align, their timing must become almost instinctive, their expressions must communicate the same emotion, and above all, they must trust one another completely. When those elements come together, the result can become something almost impossible to explain with words. It becomes a performance that feels less like two people skating beside each other and more like a single presence moving across the ice. That special quality appears to be one of the things already making the Destiny rehearsals so compelling. For Miura and Kihara, this ice show also carries a special significance because their own journey has been built around years of trust, perseverance, challenges, and shared experiences. They have spent a remarkable amount of time developing their partnership, overcoming difficult moments, and learning how to transform their individual strengths into one unified performance. Their journey through figure skating has also introduced them to countless other athletes and professionals, and now many of those connections are coming together on one stage. Every rehearsal therefore represents more than simply practicing choreography. It is another moment in a much larger story that has been developing throughout their skating careers. That may be why the smallest details of the rehearsal seem to carry such emotional weight. Fans have already begun reacting enthusiastically to the updates, and the excitement surrounding The Destiny continues to grow. Many are eager to discover what the finished show will look like, while others are already moved simply by seeing how passionately the performers are approaching the rehearsals. There is a growing feeling among supporters that this could become a production filled with genuine emotion, not just impressive skating. Even a photograph or a few carefully chosen words can create enormous anticipation when they come from athletes who have consistently shown sincerity and respect toward the people around them. One particularly memorable part of Kihara's message was that his attention was not focused solely on himself and Miura. He also acknowledged the skaters performing beside them and the many people working behind the scenes to bring the production together. That appreciation matters because an ice show may look effortless when the lights come on, but countless people contribute to every moment the audience eventually sees. Choreographers, costume designers, lighting specialists, musicians, production crews, organizers, coaches, and performers all have important responsibilities. Their combined efforts transform an empty rink into a complete artistic experience. Without that cooperation, even the most talented skaters could not create the same impact. Kihara's decision to recognize those contributions reflects something fans have come to appreciate about Riku. Their success has brought them tremendous attention, but they have continued to acknowledge the people who helped them reach that level. Their gratitude is not limited to competition results or medals. It extends to the relationships, teamwork, and shared experiences that make their skating journey meaningful. And that perspective could be especially important during the Destiny. Unlike a traditional competition, where every athlete is judged according to strict rules and numerical scores, an ice show provides a different kind of freedom. Here, the skaters have more room to explore emotion, music, character, storytelling, and artistic expression. The goal is not simply to land every element perfectly or collect the highest score. The goal is to make the audience feel something. A glance, a gesture, a change in expression, or a perfectly timed movement can communicate an emotion that statistics could never capture. This is where Miura and Kihara have another opportunity to reveal a different side of themselves. Throughout their competitive careers, they have been known for precision, discipline, and the extraordinary connection required to perform demanding pair elements. But on a show stage, they can allow that connection to become even more expressive. They can use the music to tell a story, use the ice as their canvas, and allow the audience to experience the emotions behind every movement. The excitement surrounding their appearance is therefore not simply about seeing two celebrated skaters return to the ice. It is about watching them enter a new creative environment and discover what they can create alongside an entire group of talented performers. The costumes mentioned by Kihara also add another layer of anticipation. In figure skating, clothing is never merely decoration. The right costume can enhance the mood of a performance, strengthen its visual identity, and help communicate the story before the skater even makes their first move. When music, choreography, lighting, costume, and movement all work together, an entirely new world can appear on the ice. That is why fans are already wondering what the final designs will look like and how they will complement the performers. Yet perhaps the most meaningful part of this entire rehearsal update is the sense of connection behind it all. The Destiny is bringing together skaters who have traveled different paths, experienced different challenges, and developed their own unique identities within the sport. For this one production, those separate journeys converge on the same sheet of ice. Their experiences become part of a shared performance, and their individual strengths can inspire one another. That is what makes the beginning of rehearsals feel like more than a routine preparation period. Something is already taking shape behind the scenes, and as the performers continue refining every detail, the anticipation for the moment when the curtain finally rises is becoming impossible to ignore. The ice may still be quiet, the audience may not yet be in their seats, and the final performance may still be taking form, but the heart of the Destiny is already beginning to emerge through the dedication, trust, and passion of everyone involved. And for Riku, this new chapter may offer something even more powerful. A chance to experience skating not only as competitors, but as artists surrounded by fellow performers who are equally determined to create a moment the audience will never forget. And that possibility becomes even more meaningful when we consider everything Miura and Kihara have experienced together over the years. They have already stood on some of the biggest stages in figure skating, faced immense pressure, overcome difficult setbacks, and learned how to turn years of preparation into moments that stay with audiences long after the music ends. But the Destiny offers them a different kind of challenge. There is no medal waiting at the end of the performance, no ranking to determine who succeeded, and no score sheet capable of measuring every emotion created on the ice. Instead, the reward is the connection between performer and audience, and that makes every expression, every movement, and every shared glance even more important. During these rehearsals, the sense of unity that Kihara described may be one of the most important elements of the entire production. In pair skating, trust is built over countless hours. It develops through repetition, through mistakes, through difficult practices, and through those moments when one skater learns to recognize what the other is about to do without needing a word. That same principle can apply to an ice show involving an entire cast. Every performer has to understand not only their own role, but also how their movements fit into the larger picture. One entrance can affect another skater's timing. One change in formation can alter the visual balance of the entire scene. One emotional moment can completely change how the audience experiences the music. That is why rehearsals are so important. Behind every polished performance is a long period of adjustment, communication, correction, and repetition that most viewers will never see. When the audience eventually watches the finished show, those countless hours may disappear into what looks like a seamless few minutes on the ice. But every clean transition and every perfectly synchronized movement represents work that began long before the lights came on. Miura and Kihara understand that process better than most because their own careers have been shaped by it. Their partnership was not created overnight. It required patience, determination, and an extraordinary level of mutual understanding. They learned how to respond to one another under pressure and how to keep moving forward even when circumstances became difficult. Those experiences have given their skating a quality that goes beyond technical precision. There is a sense of trust visible in their performances, and that trust is something audiences can feel even when they cannot explain exactly why. Now, in the Destiny, that experience can become part of a much larger artistic environment. Instead of only relying on the familiar rhythm of competitive pair skating, they can explore different forms of expression and interact with other performers in ways that competition does not always allow. This is one reason fans are so curious about what Miura and Kihara will bring to the stage. Their supporters have watched them grow through different chapters of their careers, and this production represents another opportunity to see them from a new perspective. The audience may recognize the same athletes they have followed for years, but they may also discover new expressions, new emotions, and new dimensions of their personalities. That is one of the greatest strengths of an ice show. It allows skaters to step outside the boundaries of competition and communicate through atmosphere, storytelling, and emotion. Instead of asking, "Who won?" the audience is invited to ask, "What did this performance make me feel?" And that question can sometimes create a much more lasting memory. The growing excitement around the Destiny is also connected to the idea of destiny itself. The title naturally evokes thoughts about encounters, connections, and unexpected paths crossing at the right moment. Every skater involved in this production has their own history. They have trained in different places, faced different obstacles, built different relationships, and experienced their own successes and disappointments. Yet somehow, all of those individual journeys have led them to the same stage. That shared destination gives the production an emotional meaning that goes beyond the choreography. The performers are not simply presenting separate routines. They are bringing pieces of their own stories together and creating something that could not exist in exactly the same way without each individual person. That may be why Kihara's reaction to the rehearsal feels so significant. His excitement suggests that he is not simply waiting for the show to be completed. He is genuinely enjoying the creative process itself. He is watching his fellow skaters, noticing their progress, appreciating the quality of the production, and becoming inspired by what they are building together. For an athlete who has spent so much of his life focused on competition, that kind of perspective can be especially refreshing. It shows that his love for skating extends beyond medals and results. There is still a pure fascination with movement, performance, music, and the people who dedicate their lives to this sport. Miura shares that world with him, and together they bring an understanding of pair skating that can add another emotional layer to the show. Their ability to move as one has been developed through years of shared experience, but now that connection can be expressed in a setting where storytelling takes center stage. The audience will not simply see technical elements. They will see body language, facial expressions, musical interpretation, and moments of connection that can communicate without a single spoken word. That is where the true magic of the performance may emerge. The costumes will also contribute to that visual storytelling. When the right design meets the right choreography, even a simple movement can become more powerful. The colors, shapes, textures, and details of a costume can establish the mood of an entire performance. Combined with stage lighting and music, they can transform the rink into a completely different world. Kihara's positive comments about the costumes have therefore given fans another reason to look forward to the finished production. People want to know what these designs will look like under the lights, how they will move across the ice, and how they will complement the personalities of the performers. But beyond the visual spectacle, the most important element may remain the people behind the show. An ice performance is ultimately created through collaboration. Skaters cannot do it alone. Choreographers help shape movement into storytelling. Designers build the visual identity. Lighting teams create atmosphere. Musicians and sound professionals make sure every note reaches the audience at exactly the right moment. Production staff coordinate countless details that allow the performance to happen smoothly. Even the smallest backstage task can influence what the audience eventually sees. When all of those contributions come together, the result becomes something much greater than the sum of its parts. That is why Kihara's gratitude stands out. He recognizes that the spotlight may shine on the skaters, but the production itself belongs to everyone who contributes to it. That attitude has become one of the qualities many fans admire about Riku. Their achievements have made them highly visible, yet they continue to show appreciation for the people who support their journey. Their success has never existed in isolation. Behind every performance are coaches, choreographers, trainers, medical professionals, costume teams, families, friends, organizers, and countless others who contribute in ways the public may never fully see. Remembering those people is part of what makes their message feel sincere. And now, as the rehearsal period moves forward, the countdown to the actual performance becomes increasingly real. The skaters are checking details, adjusting timing, refining transitions, and searching for ways to make every moment stronger. The audience may only see the final version, but the rehearsal footage and updates offer a rare glimpse into the work that happens before the spotlight. Every correction brings the show closer to completion. Every successful run builds confidence. Every shared reaction strengthens the sense that the cast is becoming one team. Eventually, the moment will arrive when the lights dim, the audience becomes quiet, and the first movement begins. At that point, all the preparation will have to transform into emotion. The performers will no longer be thinking only about counts and positions. They will be communicating with the audience. They will be telling a story through their bodies, their expressions, and the rhythm of the music. For Miura and Kihara, that moment could become particularly meaningful because it represents another step into a new chapter. Their competitive journey has given them countless unforgettable memories, but the ice can still offer new experiences. The destiny provides them with the opportunity to discover what happens when competitive excellence meets artistic freedom. And perhaps that is why the excitement surrounding this production feels so genuine. Fans are not simply waiting to watch famous skaters perform. They are waiting to witness what happens when talented people with different backgrounds come together, inspire one another, and build something that belongs to everyone. The emotional power of the show may ultimately come from those connections. A single skater's experience can inspire another. A shared rehearsal can create an unexpected moment. A small gesture between performers can become one of the audience's favorite memories. Those are the kinds of moments that cannot always be planned in advance, and they are exactly what makes live performance so special. The destiny is preparing to bring those possibilities to life. The rehearsal room may have started with quiet concentration, but each passing day is adding another layer of energy, trust, and anticipation. The skaters are moving closer to the moment when all those separate pieces finally become one complete production. And when that happens, the audience may discover that the true story is not simply about what happens on the ice. It is about the journey that brought everyone there, the relationships formed along the way, the people who helped make the performance possible, and the passion that continues to connect these athletes to skating. Miura and Kihara have already shown the world what can happen when two people learn to trust each other completely. Now, through the destiny, they have the opportunity to show something different. What can happen when an entire community of skaters, creators, and performers places that same trust in one shared vision? The result could be more than a beautiful ice show. It could become a celebration of everything that makes skating unforgettable: the discipline, the artistry, the emotion, the friendship, the unexpected encounters, and the memories created in just a few minutes on the ice. As the opening performance draws closer, anticipation will only continue to rise. Fans will be watching the costumes, the choreography, the music, the formations, and of course, the moments when Riku step onto the ice. But perhaps the most beautiful part will be knowing that what the audience sees on the final night is the result of countless unseen hours, countless adjustments, and countless people working together toward one goal. The quiet rehearsal atmosphere will eventually give way to applause, music, and bright lights. The careful movements being practiced today will become a finished performance tomorrow. And the emotions that are already beginning to appear behind the scenes may become even more powerful when shared with a live audience. The Destiny is no longer just an upcoming event on the calendar. With rehearsals underway, it has become a story that is actively unfolding. Every practice adds another chapter, every performer brings another piece of their journey, and every shared moment brings the final stage closer. For Riku Miura and Ryuichi Kihara, this may be another chance to remind fans why their skating has always meant more than technical excellence. It is about trust, connection, gratitude, and the ability to make people feel something through movement. And if the emotion already visible during rehearsals is any indication, the finished performance could leave an impression far beyond the rink. When the lights finally come up and the first performance begins, fans may realize that the most unforgettable part of The Destiny was never simply the skating itself. It was the human story behind every movement, the people who came together, the passion they shared, and the unexpected connections that turned separate journeys into one unforgettable moment. That is the real anticipation surrounding The Destiny. And with Miura and Kihara at the heart of this new chapter, the stage is set for a performance that could remain in the memories of fans long after the final music fades away.